Hi, I'm a gloomy geek, and today I'm going to break somebody out of jail. No, I'm not going to break into the state penitentiary and pull off a great escape. I'm talking about John Kreese and how he is going to be back as a free man to set things straight. Before we get into the specifics of how the old karate master is going to make his grand return, let's talk a bit about the man himself. Regardless of what we have seen of Mr. Kreese up until the last episode of Cobra Kai Season 4, as a person, he has been hit with almost every adversary that there is, and even at his age, he is still absorbing damage like an iron wall. You may think that this guy is just an old lunatic obsessed with war, but in reality, Kreese is a lot more complex than that. John Kreese was born in 1946 and lived mostly in the San Fernando Valley. He came from a heavily dysfunctional family with no mentions of his father, and with a mother whose mental health rapidly declined, ending with her taking her own life in 1965, a devastating turn of events that left the 19-year-old Kreese all alone in the world.
Your mother, she's sick. Mine was too. Once. You lived in a place even less charming than this.
So did she get better?
No. She didn't. It was a different kind of sickness. I didn't understand at the time.
His mother's death and how it happened cursed Kreese because he then had to fend for himself and deal with bullying at school because of what his mother did. Not only that, but he also had to contend with the negative stigma of mental health issues at the time, meaning that most people saw him as a freak and thought something along the lines of, if his mother was crazy, then so is he. Damn, that's cold. As Kreese got older, he worked at a diner. There he met Betsy, who would eventually become his significant other, but not before having an altercation with a jock a-hole that used to be her boyfriend. It was also at this diner where Kreese was first introduced to the military, as a recruitment officer was passing by, giving away flyers to young men in hopes of recruiting some of them. After giving Betsy's abusive boyfriend and his lackey some well-deserved knuckle sandwiches at the back of the diner, his connection with Betsy deepened, and he even gave her a lift to her house that same day. Soon after, the two officially started dating, and Kreese enlisted in the military. By 1968, John already passed basic training and was deployed overseas to Vietnam. Well, about that, Kreese was assigned to a special mission, and he decided to take some of his war buddies who was already a decent fighter before he became a karate master. So while training, he managed to clock his superior with a nice punch through everything that happened to them while they were prisoners of war. What is important is that hours before they could finally escape, Kreese had to fight his captain to survive. Before the fight, Captain Turner revealed to John that they hid a letter from him. The letter was sent to inform Kreese that Betsy had died in a fatal car accident. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, and in an instant, the cruel and forgiving John Kreese we all know now was born.
Car around a tree, driving to visit her grandmother in Pasadena. Ain't that a bitch?
No.
And I kept it under wraps. I didn't want you to lose focus. Needed you at your best.
The purpose of telling this part of Kreese's past is to show that John is not the kind of man who will just fold and rot in jail, while his treacherous ex-best friend takes everything from him. After everything he went through in life, his mother's death, the bullying, the war, and the death of his girlfriend, John turned into a tough-skinned individual. And he will come back from the hole Silver put him in. We know that the old Cobra is in trouble. He is accused of aggravated assault and attempted murder. And to make matters worse, John hits an officer while he is being arrested. He may have been pushed out of his kingdom, but that doesn't mean that he is out for the count. He will make Silver pay for his treachery. How? Well, for starters, the series is set in modern times, and the justice system is much more precise today than ever before, so there are things yet to be proven before Kreese is convicted. The first thing that would benefit Kreese is to establish an alibi, and for his lawyer to defend him by claiming that there is a lack of evidence. He can ask Stingray to take a polygraph test as well, but charges against Kreese for hitting an officer are unavoidable. Under the Penal Code 241 PC, California law makes it a crime to assault a police officer or other public safety first responders while they are performing their official duties. This offense is a misdemeanor, punishable by a sentence of up to 1 year in a county jail and a fine of up to $2,000. So even if Kreese manages to prove his innocence on the Stingray assault charges, he would still have to spend at most 1 year in jail for assaulting an officer, maybe less, depending on his behavior or plea bargain. so we believe that Crease will be a free man before the final few episodes of season 5. I'm no lawyer or anything, but we all want to see Crease redeem himself, don't we? After the man is free, I don't think he'd be foolish enough to march straight to Silver. More likely Crease will contact somebody else, like Johnny, tell him what happened, try to mend their relationship, and ask for a chance to prove himself. After all, we saw in the season 4 finale that Crease is capable of sympathy, and that he cares for Johnny, even if he shows it in his unique way. Daniel and Chosen will not be thrilled if Crease offers to join them, to say the least. They will think that it's just another one of Crease's manipulation schemes, so it will take nothing less than a full-on confrontation against Silver to prove to the Miyagi Masters that he is on their side now. Even then, we are not sure that they will be convinced that they now share a common enemy. It is exciting to imagine Crease coming back and kicking Silver's ass. But sadly, my gloom meter goes high when I think about it. Something tells me that this good deed is the last thing John Crease is going to do, either because he dies, or has to leave the country. Plot-wise, there is not much space left for the old Cobra, unless he takes back the dojo and returns to his old ways, which would be lame, because it would be rehashing what has happened before. So go ahead, leave in the comments if you think John Crease will make a comeback, or if you think that he will be in jail for the entire 5th season. And do us a favor, like this video and subscribe, won't ya? I'm a gloomy geek, and I'll be back once I get my #Justice for John Crease t-shirt.